Hey guys, so today I made up 6 bags of chicken to go in the freezer. One is chicken legs, the others are all breast and tenders. I'm going to go through, show you how I made these. 2 of them did come from packets, the other 4 were made up from scratch. I really love having these on hand to throw in the crock pot or on the smoker, in the Instant Pot, in the oven on a sheet pan, what have you, and have quick and easy dinners so that I can focus my time on other things. So let's jump right into this and go over how I made everything. And I'll share recipes in the description box below with all the amounts and everything. The first thing I did was lay out all the ingredients I was going to need for all of the recipes that I'm making up for different marinades. So I went, dug everything out so I don't have to look for it later, got it all set up, and now I'm going to start getting chicken into bags. And I already labeled all the bags so I know exactly what's going into which one. These are the 2 marinades that I'm going to make from packets to try. And then we're just going to get going and make up the rest of these. Okay, so for the first one, I've got all my bags labeled like I already said. We are going to go ahead and just do the 2 packets because they're the easiest ones. Get them knocked out and out of the way. The first one is the Grill Mates barbecued bourbon brown sugar one. I'm just going to dump this little packet in here. It smells really good. I've never tried this before. That's one of the reasons I picked it up. I figured either on the smoker or in the air fryer, these would probably be really good. So I'm going to go ahead and add the other ingredients the packet called for, the water, the vinegar, which I don't have any regular white vinegar, so I'm just using this white wine vinegar. I'm sure it'll be fine. And once I get all my ingredients together in the bag, I'm just going to zip it up, squeeze out most of the air, and then just kind of mix it around with my hands until it's coating everything. And the good thing about this is not only does it get to marinade as it freezes, but it also marinate as it thaws out to cook later. I just now added my oil because it called for oil too, and I'm out of olive oil, so I just used, I'm almost out of olive oil. I'm saving it for one of the other recipes, so I just used some canola oil because that's what I have. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm zipping it up, gonna get it mixed all up with my hands, and it'll marinate while it freezes, marinate while it thaws, and then I'll just throw it in the smoker or throw it in the air fryer, and we will have these bourbon chicken legs. Okay, so there it is finished. I feel like that's one Bubba's really going to love. Okay, now I'm going to get this put out of my way, and I'm going to start working on the second one. Now this is the second one I picked up. It's garlic urban wine marinade. I've never used this one either, so I'm going to use this on some chicken breast. There's the powder right there. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said earlier with the other, I'm going to add my water and my oil and whatnot. This one I think called for the red wine vinegar instead of white vinegar. But anyhow, get everything put up in there, mix it all up really good, and throw it over to the side and start working on the next one. I'm really hoping this one's good because it sounds good. Sounds like it would be really good on a sheet pan with some like chopped up red potatoes and some broccoli, just like drizzled with some olive oil and letting it bake. So that's my plan probably for this one, but we will see later what I decide to do with it. Like, I've never used this one or the bourbon, but I just thought we'd try something new, try to see what's in them. Maybe I'll make them myself next time if we ended up enjoying them. So here we go. This one is now pretty well mixed up and ready to go to the side so we can start the next one, which the third one I'm making, CJ is super excited about. It is the Greek chicken. For this, I have to cut up, first I have to zest some lemon peel or rind, what have you. I don't have a zester, so I'm just using a knife, scraping off some of it, and then I'm going to chop it up real fine because every time I look at zesters, I think I won't use it enough, so I don't buy it. And then when I do things like this, I kick myself for not buying a zester. But anyhow, I'm just peeling off some of that so I can chop it up for the zest, and then I'm going to cut these lemons in half, and I'm going to juice them. Another thing I shoulda, coulda, woulda done was to use my juicer because I do have one, but I didn't want to have to wash it, so I decided I would just squeeze these into a cup and save myself the dishes. But what I didn't think about was the fact that I had to strain this because of the seeds and stuff, so I ended up with just as many dishes as I would have had if I would have just been smart and juiced them with my juicer. Anyhow, there's my lemon juice, and now I'm going to work on chopping up the rind, like I said, to make some lemon zest. CJ absolutely loves Greek anything. Greek chicken, we just do it in like a wrap or a tortilla with some sour cream, some chopped up cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes. And we'll just eat it in the living room. Everybody will just get in here and watch a movie together and have Greek chicken. Now, I went ahead and, because I had this onion in the fridge and it needed to be used, decided I was going to go ahead and chop it up and add it to the recipe. But normally it doesn't have onions in it when I make it. I just thought this way I wouldn't waste it. It'll just cook in there and just add more flavor. And when I do this, I'll do it in the Instant Pot for about 20 minutes or until the chicken's done, and then just shred it up right into the juices. Okay, so now that I have all my prep done, I'm going to go ahead and start getting my ingredients into my bag with my chicken. For the bourbon one, I did chicken drumsticks. For all the rest of these, I'm doing breast or tenders because that's what I have on hand. I went ahead and added the lemon zest and the onions to the bag. First thing first, and then now I'm going to go ahead and start adding the rest of the ingredients to my Greek chicken. So what's going to go in here is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, this is what I saved my olive oil for, 2 tablespoons of oregano, 3 cloves of garlic. I don't have any cloves of garlic right now, so I just put a lot of granulated garlic in there because that's what I have. And then we have our juice from our 2 lemons, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. This chicken has so much flavor, and it's one that we really enjoy. Normally, I do just spoonfuls of minced garlic, but I just don't have any. So, like I said, the garlic powder, it'll work. I probably put way more than what equates the fresh minced garlic, but it'll be fine because we like garlic. Okay, so now, like I said, putting my oregano in here. I didn't really measure any of these. I've made this one so many times that I've just kind of gotten used to just throwing handfuls of things in there and knowing that that's how much we usually put. But in the description box below, I will share all of these recipes with the amounts that I originally started using when I made them. There is my garlic. I just put a good handful and then decided to add some more. Like I said, I put a ton of garlic in there. It'll be fine. I think powdered spices don't really have as much flavor as the fresh anyway, so it'll probably work out just as well as with the cloves if I put that much in there. Okay, so again, getting this zipped up, squeezing out some air, and I'm going to start mixing this up, and you'll be able to really see all the different spices and ingredients in this one. And this is probably, honestly, one of the kids' favorite freezer type things that I make, as far as a dinner anyway. And when this is done cooking in the Instant Pot, I just use my chopper for like ground beef and chop this up, and it'll just shred right up right there in the liquid in the Instant Pot. And then I just put it on warm and get the rest of the ingredients ready to serve up in wraps or whatever we decide to do. I bet that would probably also be good on a salad, actually. Okay, so now we're moving on to our 4th meal, which is honey mustard chicken. I'm already going to tell you the ingredients, but like I said, they'll be in the description box. So I have some oil, some honey, Dijon mustard, and apple cider vinegar. I don't have apple cider vinegar. I cannot talk tonight. But I do have the other vinegar that I showed you guys earlier, so that's what I'm going to use for this. Also on the honey, I'm doing a raw honey because that's what we have. That's what I usually try to buy just because we use raw honey in our tea and things like that. There are several ways that we will eat this chicken. Sometimes we just take it out of the marinade, dip it in some breadcrumbs, and air fry it. Sometimes I cook it and shred it. We eat it over rice. Sometimes I'll throw it on a sheet pan with some potatoes and veggies like green beans and cook it like that. It's just very versatile because honey mustard, really, it goes with a lot of things. And this honey mustard marinade is also really good for pork chops as well. Okay, so this one's pretty simple with only 4 ingredients. We're going to go ahead and get this one mixed up and put up too. so that we can get moved on to the next one we're going to make, because I just bought all this chicken today and I thought I would just save myself the time now, get it all marinating, get it all in the freezer, and not have to worry about it later. Alright, so here is our chicken with the honey mustard in there. It's kind of hard to see, but you can definitely taste it when you cook it. Okay, this is the easiest one. Our fifth one is Italian chicken. I've got my chicken tenders in the bag. I'm just going to squeeze a couple cups of Italian dressing in there and then seal it up. Sometimes if I have them on hand, I'll add a few cans, and I mean like 3 or 4 cans of green beans and or 2 or 3 cans of green beans and 2 or 3 cans of new potatoes if I have them directly to this, and then it's just really easy to throw it in the crock pot or in the oven and bake, and it's another one of the kids' actually favorite dinners that take basically no time out of my day. But anyway, there is our Italian chicken. That easy. Now this is our last one, and this is lemon garlic herb chicken. We are going to get this marinade made up, and this one has a lot more ingredients than some of the others. I juiced 2 more lemons for this one, so that's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and add the zest from those lemons as well. Some Italian seasoning, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I tried to use some of the olive oil, but it was empty, so I ended up going ahead and using the canola oil like I did in the first couple marinades. I think when I make this one, I'm just going to throw it in the crock pot, maybe make up some rice and some Swiss chard out of the freezer from the garden this year, and we'll have dinner. This one has a pretty similar, but not 100% the same flavors as the Greek does. But it's, like I said, it's really good. It has a lot of flavor. The main difference between this one and the Greek one would be that this one has the mustard in it, and you can taste that in there when you cook it. And I've never tried it, but I was thinking about this while I was making this up. This marinade would probably be really good for fish. And we may have to try that sometime with some salmon or something and see how we like it, because I bet we would. Anyway, I'm going to get this one all closed up here in a second, get it mixed up, and show you what it looks like when it's done, and then I'm going to show you all 6 of my bags of chicken that are completed, what they look like completed, and we're going to call it a night. And let me just say, I timed myself. It took me just like 2 minutes under half an hour to make up the chicken for all 6 meals, which isn't bad at all, because whenever I go to cook these, all I have to do, like I said, is throw them in the smoker, oven, Instant Pot, crock pot, what have you, and throw together some sides, and I just save myself my time on days when we're busy with school or extracurriculars, or maybe we just want to throw something in the crock pot and go out and walk and explore and not have to worry about it. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to get all 6 of these chicken freezer meals started and in the freezer. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.